Today we're going to talk about Paws of Fury, the Legend of Hank. So first, a synopsis. You've got your hero, played by Michael Cera, Hank, and you've got your villain, played by Ricky Gervais, named Pikachu. And you've got your sensei, played by Samuel Jackson. Hank, who is a dog, goes into the land of cats to learn to be a samurai, where there are no other dogs. Dogs aren't allowed. You've got your villain, who's for some reason trying to get rid of this town because this village town is an eyesore. He doesn't like it. So he's through all of these attempts of getting these settlers to leave this town and make the town go away. In comes Hank, and instead of executing Hank, he overhears Hank saying, "Oh, I just wanted to be a samurai." And so he gets the thought, to send poor Hank to this town to be the town samurai, which in this movie is the equivalent of a sheriff, to have him go down and be the samurai. Now, it's at this moment that Hank is on his horse riding into town, and I see the village, right? The village is extremely happy. They're excited, waiting for their new samurai. And it dawns on me. I'm like thinking to myself, this seems vaguely familiar. And I'm realizing I'm watching Blazing Saddles. You've got Hank, Michael Cera is your Sheriff Bart, I believe his name was. You've got Samuel Jackson, who his cat character comes out of a jail cell drinking. So that's your Gene Wilder Waco Kid. And then you've got your goofy British villain, which is your Hedley Lamar by Ricky Gervais. And then you've got my favorite character in this movie. He's not my favorite character in Blazing Saddles, but definitely became my favorite in this movie, which is Sumo, the giant orange cat you see in the previews. He's just so adorable. I mean, at first he's all menacing, coming out on his hog, his little pig, and then oh my gosh, just if you've seen Blazing Saddles, they're able to get Mongo to be good, and similar to this, they get Sumo to be good, and there's scenes where Sumo's by the bank of the river just looking at the butterflies, so beautiful, voiced by Jamin Hansu. It's just so cute. Now Hank has to learn to be a samurai, so he meets up with Jimbo, Samuel Jackson, and they work together, train. You got your training montages to be a samurai. And of course, Hank's struggling along the way. He's struggling to find himself, even when he has the training. Ultimately, I actually enjoyed this movie. I went in with very low expectations. I thought I was going to see a fun, kind of cheesy movie that really isn't going to blow my mind, and it didn't, but I had fun. I liked the village. It was really nice seeing, all of the different cats in there and their personalities. You've got Gabriel Iglesias. I think he plays the mayor. You've got Emiko and her little group of kittens. And you can totally tell that Emiko is the heart of the movie. And then a part that bothers me is you've got Michelle Yeoh in this movie as a voice, and she's a mom. That's it. She's Emiko's mom, and kind of makes me a little sad because that's all she really does is support Emiko. And this is Michelle Yeoh. You have Michelle Yeoh. Come on. Why isn't she kicking butt, taking names? So something I really had an issue with this movie is the villains creating a giant jade toilet. And I mean, I get Nickelodeon, because this is a Nickelodeon film, doing silly toilet humor and stuff, but I really it does come in handy at the end of the movie, I guess. Also, with this being Blazing Saddles, your first clue is Mel Brooks is a voice in this movie, and he kind of takes me out of the movie a little bit, where I'm not really in. I don't know. It just he doesn't seem to fit in with the different voices. I love Mel Brooks, but honestly, I don't know. They needed to make it more Blazing Saddles, so I understand why they did Mel Brooks, but it does kind of like take you out a little bit. It might not bother you that much, but it did bother me. Also, Ricky Gervais, I get that he's playing a Hedley Lamar. He's being Ricky Gervais. Not quite such a fan in everything that Ricky Gervais does, and I was just waiting for his character to get off the screen, honestly, and get back to the village with Hank, Jimbo, Sumo. And this movie also had a short film in front of it. I hated this short film. It was just, I don't even know how to describe it. There was a hamster, and they used different animation styles, and like, I think the hamster was like eating children, or like having baby hamsters and taking over, and it just, I was so disturbed. And I mean, put your comments below with what you thought of this short if you've seen the movie. So my ultimate rating is a 3 out of 5. It's not your top tier movie. Go in it with no expectations. You know it's going to be silly and dumb, but have fun with it, because it was a nice goofy time. So a 60%, 6 out of 10. My recommendation is you could probably just wait until this movie's on streaming, or if you need something to take the kids to get out of the heat and have something to do, go to a matinee. I wouldn't really pay full price for this movie. One of the things I like to do, I like to kind of discuss Rotten Tomatoes, just because I find it really interesting what others have to say. At the time of this recording, critics have it at a 58%, and also audience members have it at a 68. I kind of have a general consensus that the real score is somewhere in the middle, and in this case it's about a 65%, which I think is a general good consensus with that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all the things and the stuffs, and I'll see you next time at the movies.